Saint Joan of Arc, the fearless peasant girl who rose to become a national heroine of France, remains one of history's most compelling figures. Born around 1412 in the humble village of Domrémy, she emerged during the chaos of the 100 Years' War, when France lay devastated by conflict with England. Guided by divine voices and unwavering faith, Joan led French forces to critical victories, changing the course of history. Though captured, condemned, and martyred, her remarkable tale of bravery, faith, and redemption continues to inspire and captivate generations worldwide. A childhood steeped in faith, Joan was the daughter of a tenant farmer, growing up in a small village on the frontier of conflict between the Anglo-Burgundian alliance and the Valois kingdom of France. Her upbringing was humble, surrounded by farmland and a deeply religious community. From a young age, she displayed exceptional piety and a strong connection to her faith, attending church regularly and praying fervently. At the age of 13, she began to experience visions and hear voices that she attributed to Saint Michael, Saint Catherine of Alexandria, and Saint Margaret of Antioch. These voices encouraged her to lead a virtuous life and revealed a divine mission: to save France from English domination and ensure the coronation of Charles VII as the rightful king. Despite her youth, Joan's conviction in these visions grew stronger, shaping the path she would take. The call to action. By 1428, the situation in France was dire. Much of the northern part of the kingdom was under English control, and the Dauphin Charles had not been crowned, leaving his claim to the throne open to challenge. French morale was at an all-time low, and many believed the nation's survival was in jeopardy. In May of that year, Joan traveled to the nearby stronghold of Vaucouleurs to seek an audience with Robert de Baudricourt, the local commander. Initially dismissed as a naive and deluded girl, Joan's unwavering determination and prophetic insights eventually won over the people of the town. Baudricourt, impressed by her resilience and the public support she garnered, granted her an escort to meet the Dauphin at Chinon. Dressed in men's clothing for her safety, Joan embarked on an arduous journey through enemy territory, reaching Chinon in February 1429. At the Dauphin's court, she identified Charles among his courtiers without prior introduction, a feat that many took as a sign of her divine guidance. After a series of theological examinations to verify her claims, which included questioning by learned clergy, Charles allowed her to accompany the French army to Orleans, which had been under siege by the English since October 1428. The liberation of Orleans. Joan's arrival at Orleans in April 1429 marked a turning point in the 100 Years' War. Despite her lack of military training, her presence galvanized the French forces. Her confidence and spiritual conviction inspired soldiers and civilians alike, rallying them to her cause. On May 4, she led an assault on an English fort, a victory that invigorated the troops and boosted their morale. Over the next few days, she participated in several key battles, including the capture of the strategic fortress of Les Tourelles on May 7, a critical stronghold that controlled access to the city. Although wounded during the assault by an arrow, Joan's resilience and leadership inspired the French to achieve a decisive victory, forcing the English to lift the siege and retreat. This triumph elevated Joan to near mythical status among the French people. She wrote letters of defiance to the English commanders, demanding their withdrawal, and urged Charles to press forward with his coronation at Reims, a move that would solidify his legitimacy as king and unite the fractured kingdom. The coronation at Reims. Following the victory at Orleans, Joan and the French forces embarked on a campaign to clear the Loire Valley of English strongholds. In June 1429, they achieved a resounding victory at the Battle of Patay, which shattered the English army's reputation for invincibility and further shifted the momentum of the war. Joan's strategic insights and ability to inspire confidence in the troops played a pivotal role in this success. By July, her persistence had convinced Charles to proceed to Reims, the traditional site of French coronations, despite initial hesitations from his advisors. On July 17, 1429, Charles VII was anointed king in a grand ceremony at Reims Cathedral, with Joan standing by his side, holding her banner emblazoned with religious imagery. For Joan, this moment marked the fulfillment of her divine mission. She knelt before Charles and addressed him as her king, solidifying her place in history as a key figure in the restoration of the French monarchy. The event had a profound impact on the nation, reinvigorating French pride and resolve. The road to capture. Despite her successes, Joan's mission was far from over. She continued to advocate for bold military actions, including an assault on Paris, which was under Anglo-Burgundian control. However, the campaign was poorly coordinated, hindered by a lack of resources and conflicting strategies among the French commanders. An attempt to capture the city in September 1429 ended in failure, with Joan sustaining injuries during the assault. Her influence at court began to wane as Charles and his advisors grew more cautious, prioritizing political negotiations over military campaigns. By the spring of 1430, Joan was leading a small force to defend the town of Compiègne against a Burgundian siege. On May 23, she led a sortie to repel the enemy, but was outflanked and captured by Burgundian forces. Betrayed by her allies, she was subsequently sold to the English, who sought to discredit Charles VII by putting her on trial for heresy. Her capture marked a devastating blow to her supporters, but did not diminish her legacy. The trial and execution. Joan's trial, held in Rouen in 1431, was a politically motivated affair presided over by Pierre Coquin, the Bishop of Beauvais, who was aligned with the English. The charges against her included wearing men's clothing, claiming divine visions, and defying church authority, accusations designed to undermine her credibility and justify her execution. Despite being subjected to relentless questioning and the threat of torture, Joan remained steadfast in her testimony, asserting that her voices were sent by God and that she had acted in accordance with divine will. On May 24, 1431, under immense pressure, Joan signed a document of abjuration, renouncing her claims. However, she later recanted, reaffirming her belief in her divine mission. This was deemed a relapse into heresy, and on May 30, 1431, Joan was burned at the stake in the marketplace of Rouen. Her final words were a proclamation of her faith, as she called out the name of Jesus and asked for a crucifix to be held before her as the flames consumed her. Witnesses to her execution later testified to her courage and piety, describing her death as that of a true martyr. Posthumous redemption and canonization. Joan's execution did not mark the end of her story. In the decades following her death, public sentiment turned in her favor. In 1450, Charles VII ordered an investigation into her trial, and in 1456, a papal commission declared her conviction null and void, recognizing her as a martyr who had been unjustly condemned. This rehabilitation was a significant step in restoring her honor and cementing her place in history. Nearly 5 centuries later, on May 16, 1920, Pope Benedict XV canonized Joan as a saint, recognizing her extraordinary faith and sacrifice. She became a symbol of national unity and a beacon of hope for those seeking justice and truth. Legacy and significance. Joan of Arc's life and achievements have resonated through the centuries, inspiring countless works of art, literature, and film. Her extraordinary courage, unwavering faith, and determination in the face of overwhelming odds make her a timeless symbol of resilience and heroism. As a peasant girl who rose to challenge the might of kingdoms, Joan's story transcends national and religious boundaries, embodying the universal ideals of justice, sacrifice, and conviction. In France, Joan remains a national icon, celebrated as a unifying figure who played a decisive role in the country's history. Her feast day, May 30, is observed with reverence, and her legacy continues to inspire those who seek to uphold the values of faith, courage, and determination. Beyond France, she serves as an enduring example of how faith and perseverance can triumph against seemingly insurmountable odds. Joan of Arc's life is a testament to the power of conviction and the enduring impact of one individual's actions. Her story reminds us that even in the darkest of times, the light of hope and faith can shine through, guiding us toward a better future. Thank you for watching. If you found Joan of Arc's incredible story as inspiring as we do, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more future videos. What part of Joan's journey inspired you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Stay tuned for more stories that empower and uplift. See you in the next video.